Dude, my shirt kind of is in with the background.
And welcome back to another episode of WRK Podcast, where we ask the questions, but at the end of the day, who really knows? As always, I'm your host, AJ, here with my good friends, Dylan and Michael.
Happy Monday.
Howdy.
Yeah, so I hope you're having the best Monday of the week. I don't know.
Fuck Mondays.
The only
for everyone
Monday.
else,
It
I guess.
It started making sense in my head, and then I said it, and it didn't make any sense. But before we jump into this juicy episode, make sure you follow us on Twitter at WRK Pod, on Instagram at WRK Podcast. And yeah, if you want to support the show, if you love the show, if you've watched more than one episode, you have no excuse not to. Go hit up the Patreon page, patreon.com/WRK Pod, where you can watch an interview with me, Sam Tripoli of the Comedy Club in LA, the Comedy Store in LA, rather, and Jeffrey Wilson, who hosts a podcast with UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. And there's going to be more content going up there very soon. But yeah, after you do that, hit up our website, wrkpodcast.com, and you can find everything there. You can see me and Dylan without shirts on. Michael's looking real cute with a shirt on.
Yeah, I could take it off for money, though.
Yeah, he'll take it off for money. I mean, follow his OnlyFans.
Next,
OnlyFans.com/Ginger Mexican.
we'll get
We
his
don't,
shirt
we
off.
don't have
next,
one yet, but we'll get it.
What is it? Patreon. The next Patreon we get, we'll make sure his shirt comes off.
And yeah, I think this year is the year that we're gonna make a calendar for next year, a sexy calendar.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I know a photographer that's willing to do it. Tasteful nudes only. But yeah, if you're looking forward to that, we'll probably sell it on the website. I just need to figure out how to do that. And I guess I don't know. I'm not a tech guy. I'm a talking guy.
We need some tech romancers around here.
We did see the two buddies over there fucking learning the code, so maybe we'll hit them up.
Yeah, well, I mean, and then bringing a producer on is in the talks. So yeah, we'll figure that out as it goes. But yeah, make sure you support the show you love.
Who do you love?
Who do you love?
Who do you love? At the end of the life, you ask a question, who do you love?
Drank a bottle of tequila, woke up with that tattoo to my wrist. Who do you love?
Who do you love?
That's quotes from a crackhead we saw at the disc golf course. But yeah, he disappeared in the woods for a solid hour.
Yeah.
We'll jump into the episode after this groovy lo-fi beat. Yeah, so here we are
talking about big dog Phil Schneider.
Phil Schneider. Man, dude, I don't even know where to start with this guy. Mike, this episode was your baby. Well, not your baby, but
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
That's a wicked story.
Yeah, it was on my radar, but I was like, push it back to a later date. But then anytime one of you two boys comes at me with an episode idea, I'm like, fuck yes, next week, let's fucking do it.
I mean, especially when it has anything to do with aliens.
Oh, aliens get my dick harder than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you can't be wrong when you're talking about like theorizing about aliens.
Right.
It's just you're talking. It's a conversation.
Doesn't get political. People can't say that we're Trump supporters when we're talking about aliens, you know.
Yeah.
So you got Starfleet out there, I guess.
Dude, it's just like alien in our realm of the show. Aliens is like probably my favorite thing to talk about, but it's necessary to take a very long break in between.
Yep.
Talking about aliens, you know.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
but the story of Phil Schneider, the reason it was like low on my radar is because I'm like, yes, this will make a good topic. I have a list of like, I've said this before. I have a list of enough topics conspiracy wise to go for a year and a half. I think if we do weekly episodes, but we get the funding, we can do more than once a week, maybe a year. But still, it's like,
oh yeah.
Phil Schneider was on my radar, and when you said, I knew exactly who he was when you sent that message.
Dude.
I think there needs to be more out there on him. Honestly, it was kind of trying to look into it
pretty fast.
I mean, yeah, but it just it's. I feel like there was a lot that. I don't know. It makes me wonder if the information about him was taken down and tried to.
Well,
to
yeah,
be
that's what they
hidden,
did with Bob Lazar too. The other Area 51 speaker or worker that spoke out.
I went to.
They literally erased his work and social record up till he was like 21 years old. Or something like that.
There was one article I was reading on. And it wasn't the biggest one, but it was talking about just a few different points, and it had videos connected, like 3 different videos. Every single video was unavailable. It wasn't available on the site anymore. And I'm just like, okay, trying to look him up. A lot of it's like, it's you couldn't. I mean, you could, but I remember I got a lot of the story down, a lot of like the background story from. There was like a Facebook like post that pretty much went through everything, and I was like, why am I like researching this? Like, this feels worse than like
Wikipedia.
The Wikipedia. Like, my teachers would have been fucking furious, but
like,
I mean, but crowdsourcing though, man, I think that's a huge.
Yeah, well, you need to disseminate the information when you crowdsource,
right? Exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of it was exactly.
A lot of it
was 100% what me and AJ over here watched a little.
We watched a seminar
that he gave, and everything was pretty much just on point to that. But there was some more information I think that was said on this article, and I mean, trying to listen to that guy talk sometimes. That guy's what kind of monotone, just fucking. Not a very, doesn't really give the pizzazz to to audience.
He was not a charismatic man by any stretch of the imagination.
I think the most wild thing about him was his bright yellow shirt.
His shirt that matched his skin tone and his hair color. Yeah.
The fact that he wore black pants with that outfit makes me just pissed off.
Yeah, I was waiting for the Nigel Thornberry outfit. I was really expecting that.
So people who don't know who he is, what kind of background can we give them?
So he was a geologist before he worked for the government.
I think he went into the Navy. I think that's where he started, wasn't it? He went into the Navy as a geologist.
I didn't go that deep into his past. I kind of just like, but yeah. No, I mean, I'll take it. But yeah, he was he was a geologist and an engineer. He was a dual major geologist engineer. His career path in the government was he was on the black job group of the government where that's where you get your fucking when they audit the Pentagon, they spend $15,000 on a hammer like that. That's
level 10 clearance.
Yeah, he was in that group, and he worked on building deep underground military bases, and that was his original job. He was just there to make sure that it was structurally sound.
He was saying stuff like I was just there to check, see what kind of explosives and stuff they would need to, bust through the material and stuff. Nothing big.
He co-invented the explosive that they used in the 70s to make underground tunnels. That like it was basically like dynamite, but it was more condensed, I guess, is my understanding of it. It would blast smaller, but allow you to blast through large ores because they were building these bases in the mountains and in Nevada in the desert.
Shit.
Like,
can't have big ass explosions.
Yeah, you can't have when there's fucking 20,000 pounds of sand above you. You can't have a giant explosion underground. It's just gonna fucking collapse. The sand's gonna seep through whatever cracks there are.
Raiders of the Lost Ark all over again. Honestly, I don't remember that movie. It's been too long.
Isn't that the one where he like gets chased by the giant ball, like Crash Bandicoot?
Yep, I'm pretty sure.
Crash Bandicoot ripped that movie off. Like literally every fucking world had that.
Every time
had that style of gameplay. But
you made it to the end. Now you got to run away from the ball. You got the treasure. La 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 la.
Yeah. But so that's where talking about his level of clearance, because I mean he says that he had level 1 clearance, I believe.
But is that like
I think so, but then there's other people saying
it's confirmed that he had level 3. He claims level 1.
Okay, that's what I was
it's actually confirmable that he had level 3.
Okay,
but level 1 is like you can read what's on the president's desk.
Like he has pictures of his like badge and stuff like he has like proof that he was like
high up there and shit.
Yeah, and watching him talk, I think me and AJ agreed. Yeah, he might not have been the most charismatic person.
Yeah, he worst presentation I've ever seen.
But
dude, I had a 4th grade teacher that would have killed that conference, and he really dropped. It's like watching. I don't know,
but he's getting the facts out there. How can you really be a charismatic? Like you're doing something.
He's not trying to fucking make friends out there,
right? He's just trying to inform.
Yeah, like I was gonna say. At the same time, it's like having someone try to describe to me how robotics work, like how like a remote control car works. Right. Like someone trying to explain that to me, I'd be like, "This is the most boring shit I've ever had to sit through in my life." But I guess his presentation was better than that. I don't really know. I don't really know how to replace it. It's in between that and like
just a bad public speaker.
Yeah, it's in between robotics. Someone explained robotics to me in like 3rd grade art class.
But I feel like he did a good job though. He was
doing a play, guys. It's 3rd grade.
I feel like he wasn't trying to. I feel like watching him, he didn't come off as that kind of guy who was really out for attention, looking for attention. Maybe, but like I think a lot of people. When they're trying to say, oh, it was debunked and they're talking about it, something I came across is they're like, well, yeah, he just was giving his, he was giving his speeches. It's just he didn't have, proof, and people that would come up and people would be asking for proof. And I'm like, and they said he wasn't giving any like good hard facts or like information. I was like, it kind of felt like he was giving some very detailed like information. Yeah. Like his story was legit.
Doesn't have 3 fingers now,
I mean, was talking
and
about
2 of them were basically dead.
Like he was talking about the material that people were like, well, yeah, and we don't
Element
like. There's no
140. You drop it on the ground.
Yep,
doesn't break.
It doesn't break.
That fucking killed me during his fucking seminar.
Oh,
that fucking killed me.
His seminar, he has this piece
we
of
watched
metal.
It like 4 times, and then Maurer jumped in, and we watched it one more time with Maurer.
He's like, I'm going to show you right here, this piece of metal right here. I'm going to drop it on the floor here in a second, and it's going to make a ring, kind of like a bell. And then he just tosses it. Notice how it didn't break or something like, okay, what kind of metal would you drop and would break? Like, I don't know. But
shitty samurai sword
is the funniest thing.
I don't know.
Like, it would have been more impressive if it broke,
So all the listeners, though, why are we talking about this guy? I mean, what did he do in these underground bases that fucking, like, what happened?
He worked with aliens.
Aliens?
Alien. Well, he encountered aliens. He didn't work with aliens. Mm-hmm. He encountered aliens, at least in one point. And he also worked with elements that are not on our periodic table. Well, those are his claims. I'm just reciting what he said.
Right.
He worked with elements that are not on the periodic table. And he they used that to create stealth bombers and shit. And apparently every other country has these too.
I mean, it's pretty much back engineering alien technology. Yeah,
reverse engineering alien technology. But he was there to make sure that the bases were structurally sound as a geologist and engineer. That was why he was there. Mm. But what he experienced or claims to have experienced at these bases is something that we don't we see in video games, something that we see in
Mhm.
video games. It's and I'll get into the video game thing later because we're not even close to touching that subject yet. But it's so fucking deep.
It is and people would
No
also
pun
say
intended.
about that material that he had that new element. People would talk about the lack of proof, and he was up there talking about how it was harder than diamond and sapphire, I believe.
Yeah,
and
he was
said
talking.
it would
He was talking
scratch,
about
like it was an element. Like
he said, element 140 will scratch the fuck out of a diamond, and diamond is. And I'm not a geologist. I'm taking this guy's fucking word for what he's a major in. I'm a major in talking shit, and he's a major in geology. So we're just gonna go with that. But he talked about how the element that they took off of this spacecraft from Roswell, New Mexico, which reverse engineered all our stealth fighters, could scratch a diamond. And a diamond, according to him, is a density level 9, which is the highest. The only thing that comes close to it is a sapphire, right?
yeah, is what he said.
Sapphire sapphire
during the scratch test when you use a scratch. Yeah, that's how you tell that. Yeah,
And it's like, if
And-
people did believe he was telling the truth, like, fuck, he's literally giving you actual ways to test it out. Like,
Yeah,
why
you density level 9 as well. You said is there?
I think he
So,
called it density level 9.
when you would put it in water, it would fucking. I mean, it would be more expansive than the.
I think no,
the
you're
area
thinking
is.
buoyancy.
No, buoyancy is floating.
Yeah.
Density
if
is
it was dense, it would sink. What?
right,
Yeah.
but the displacement of the water, right? Isn't that not what?
Oh, dude, I'm not a scientist. I don't know where you're going with it.
Like I vaguely understand what you're trying to say, but I'm not like
I'm clueless.
I'm not able to speak on what you're trying to say because
I don't know shit. Don't listen to me. Who really knows?
But yeah, fucking. So it's more dense than a diamond. This material that he had, and it's if you want to disprove him, bring him your fucking diamond,
Right. And then just
disprove
try
him.
and just
Right.
battle it out. Get in the arena, battle it out. Could be a new sport. Bring
He
your
said they were
favorite
literally-
rock and
he said that they were
see
like-
which one wins.
They were cutting away sapphire with the fucking material that he had, element
Yeah.
140.
I heard a lot of those elements or whatever that he said that were created or had to be created in a vacuum. That had to be in space.
Yes.
He said they were like, I don't know what he meant exactly when he was talking about them being grown.
He said studying geology on Earth, I only learned about 8 crystal patterns, and then he learned 4 more studying the materials when he was working with the military.
Interesting.
And this guy is very
four more material crystal patterns.
Right.
He seems very, very well sound of mind. Like, doesn't seem, fucked up, and he
doesn't sound like a lunatic.
I mean, and people are trying to,
Dude,
silence him, obviously. So it's
fucking riddled with cancer from all the radiation he's exposed to throughout some of his claims and some of the work that he provably did. Riddled with he had 5 different kinds of cancer.
Yeah.
So
He even knew.
spaceships
That's
are
where
not
it's like,
for human
why
bodies.
would you? He knew he was dying. He even said, he's like, look, I'm dying. I'm not gonna be here much longer.
Yeah, that's why
Like-
he literally gave a seminar fucking 2 weeks after he got shot. Did a seminar about
He said he killed
Yeah.
shot like I don't know
A
if it was
federal
like a federal
agent.
agent came to try and shoot him, and so he ended up killing the federal
he
agent.
got shot in the shoulder, turned
Damn.
around, shot him with a former FBI agent, and killed the fucking dude trying to assassinate him. It was the
Right.
11th attempt on his life.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Well, he said
gnarly,
total,
bro.
it's like 13 collective of people trying to run him off the road and other shit. I don't know. It's kind of, there really is.
It does kind of sound like a stretch, though.
There's, but it's
It
hard.
was the
because
90s, bro. It
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
90s.
You're right.
You can't. You don't record that shit.
They
as
weren't.
well,
They weren't
and-
super fucking high tech in their assassination attempts in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like Mission Impossible really stepped up the game.
I think it's hard too, because it's like, dude, there's a lot of shit that makes a lot of sense why that shows he was trying to be silenced.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like it was.
Yeah, dude, he was giving fucking press conferences at the Holiday Inn. Of course.
Yeah.
Someone was trying to silence him. He wasn't at the fucking Claritin. He was at the Holiday Inn, bro.
Which he said, I don't remember exactly. I can't remember when they said he passed, but he was giving the seminars for like 2 years where he was just going around giving the seminars, and it was like and that was his big seminar. Like I think that was one of the big
the one that we watched together was the last one that he did.
And so that's like the biggest one, and I think anyways, and you know, it's just crazy. Like he said he got shot like 2 weeks before that. Like that's when he got shot
by
in the
a
shoulder.
federal agent.
Yeah.
And then he went to the FBI to report it. And the FBI said, "Oh, things like this happen." Like, fuck my ass. What do you mean? Things like this happen. Rogue federal, quote unquote, air quotes for the non-viewer listeners. Fucking rogue federal agents go and assassinate whistleblowers in public with other federal agents around. Like that's the FBI's just like, yeah, things like this happen. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and it's like
that was me doing the Monster Inc.
He talks about it too. He's like, I am the only person with this level of classification clearance, and you know of what we'll talk about. Survivor, the only one talking about it. So he's the only one supposedly in the world.
There was 2 other motherfuckers.
But he's supposedly the only one.
And he
that is
named
talking
them.
about it.
He names them.
Really?
Publicly named them.
And
one,
so quiet
I'm
about
pretty
it.
sure. Well, I think one of them was Bob Lazar that also came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that.
He was living in like Nevada, and he was building fucking not warp engines, but like. God, what the fuck he built a car that ran on. Now he built some crazy shit. I want to say it was like whatever the fuck pushes the Millennium Falcon forward. He built a car that ran on something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think we talked about that a while back about him like building that, and that was like one of the things they like were like, nope, you're not introducing this to the world. Like it could have been someone else, but
Bob Lazar, like, I mean, they fucking took away his work record, his everything history back to when he started working with the government. Like Bob Lazar in his own, like this guy, fucking Phil Schneider, it's between those two is the craziest thing. It's the government trying to keep people away from talking about extraterrestrial or alien anything. An alien, it means not from here. So when we say alien, it's not from here.
Not like the aliens from like Mexico that people keep talking about. Like,
well, I mean that's basically what I was making that point. Alien means just not from.
There
wherever.
was aliens in New Mexico. Dang.
That's where a lot of the hot spots are too. That's fucking the Four Corners, dude.
People think it's such a crazy thing. Like people back in the day would talk so much crap about it and say how it just wasn't real and this guy's cuckoo and crazy. But then how come right now we're on our news channels? They're literally talking about the Navy's discoveries of UFOs and stuff like that. And it's like, so are we still going to just assume this guy's crazy? Like, is anyone going to start talking about this now? Like, is anyone going to, I mean, I guess we're talking about it, but.
Yeah, they're not going to talk. Yeah. They're not going to talk in depth about it. They're just going to be like, oh, yeah, this is what they said. Blah, blah, blah. Goodbye. I mean, I just collected $13,000 for coming to work today and goodbye.
Yeah,
that's literally what a newscaster does.
Yeah, let me be on that.
But no, fucking. So Phil Schneider, the majority of his black work projects were deep underground military bases. He claimed to have worked on building and designing Area 51, SO4, in Los Alamos. We're going to talk about Los Alamos here in a little bit.
Real quick, how many did he say total too? He said there was Area 51 was only one of like the 130 or
114,
114,
but that was in 95. So, and he said it started out being able to build 2 a year, and then it got up to the point where he could build 2 in 6 months.
And he was, another thing that was big, I didn't really think about, but he was like, the amount of money that went into it for building all of that, and then just not even being shown up.
Yeah.
Like no one knows about that spending. So it's like
$1.02 trillion a year.
out of this world.
Every other year, because Congress has to reenact their black budget every other year. But yeah, so yeah, if you're wondering where your tax dollars are going,
Underground.
it's underground bases. That's a lot of it. Underground bases and bombs, and that's about it.
We should just beat it. We need to start getting these underground malls going or something. You know, we need to beat them to it.
Find the ant people down there.
Well, that's why it takes fucking 4 years for them to add a lane to First Street.
Yeah, they're too busy working on the bases instead of the streets. I mean, shit. You know, roads would get less weathered if it was all underground, man.
Damn.
Yeah, well, they were talking about magnetic propulsion back in the
1800s, dude.
Well, I mean, they were like actually constructing
it in the 1800s.
And they're using it underground, according to our boy Phil Schneider. We're just gonna call him Phil from now on because I don't want to
Phil Schneider.
But yeah, no, it's just like he has been saying since the 80s they've been using them to go from fucking New York to California in 8 hours.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's absolutely insane. It's just comprehending it is just makes your head hurt. How there's an underground tunnel.
I mean, tunnels, roads, everything. I mean, we've talked about underground bases before on the show, and talking about roads where people have zero access to. It's guarded. Why does this tunnel have to be guarded? And
oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It all makes a lot of sense, especially
makes a lot of more sense that Elon Musk is getting approved to build an underground fucking electromagnetic rail system in LA. Now knowing quote unquote confirmingly knowing that there is one going from spot to spot in these 114 or
what if he's not even building it? What if he's just like, oh look, yeah, I finished it, guys. They're like, really? That was pretty quick. Yeah, no. It's open now. Why are there spider webs and bats?
But the way that he's building these underground tunnels in 2000, I think he started in 2019 or 18, right? In the last 2 years is exactly the way that this guy describes how they built underground bases. Is you drill a tunnel, you drop a fucking machine that is able to penetrate a path, and then you lay the rails behind it.
It's
that's literally all he.
Yep. I mean, this guy goes into depth, man. He's not leaving information out when he's talking about.
If this guy didn't live in his mom's basement, he would be the best scientific or sci-fi writer ever.
I don't know. I feel like he has the information, but he needs to hire a ghostwriter to really ramp it up. I don't think
a public speaker for him.
It's a little too late for all of that.
Yeah.
Because your boy was assassinated.
Phil's no longer with us.
I mean, you just get your catheter wrapped around your neck, Fuck.
Yeah. But, so, I don't know. Black projects, we've been talking about that. I guess we kind of touched on it. That's like if you're new to the show, that's where we joke about the $15,000 of your tax dollars being used to buy a hammer.
Right.
Shit like that. That's a black project. It's why the Pentagon's been under audit for the last, I don't know, our lifetime.
Right. I mean, cities do it too, man. Cities are your local cities are doing everything. That's like, bro, I remember reading the one about the bathroom in New York City that costed like $2 million or some shit when there's and the mayor was getting interviewed about it, and he was like, well, it's better material and it's better this stuff and that stuff, and it's just like the guy's like, yeah, but there's a bathroom in the next town over or some shit that was like 20 times cheaper than that, and it's just as sturdy and stands the test of time and everything, and like just like, bro, they get to do whatever they want.
They just spend other people's money. It's not yours, dude.
So we know that deep underground military bases exist.
Yes.
Yeah, 100% irrefutable fact. We know there's a city underneath the Denver International Airport. We know that the Swiss Navy base is big enough to hold the fleet of, God, I can't remember. What we talked about it when you were in Minnesota. Me and Dylan did an episode on deep underground military bases. What was it, like a quarter of the world's Navy fleet, like entirely?
Damn.
Is like built into a mountain. Could house that entire fleet. Might be wrong on that. Don't fact check me.
Who really knows?
But yeah, it's something along the. It's like an extraordinarily amount of it.
A lot of money.
I don't really know if that. I don't know if that classifies as underground. If it's like in the side of a mountain that's underwater. I don't know, man.
I'd say even underground is the words of unknown. Just an unknown base. I remember they were talking. Was it when they were building the Denver airport? They were talking about how
they took out
a bunch of they dug way deeper than they needed to.
Yeah, no, I remember off the top.
Or the dirt excavation, was that what it was? Is how much excavation of dirt?
Excavated like 40 tons more dirt than. Oh man,
it was a fucked up number.
Not even that.
And we talked about it
enough to build an underground city.
Right. We talked about it
to the point where like people don't even know what's under there, but they're not allowed to go under there as workers. They're just told, don't go there.
Didn't we say, when did we say that? Because under Denver, and talking about that not needing to be as big of an airport as it was built to be because of the lack of traffic, but
it is like an underground city, and they literally dug up enough to have a small underground city. And when that comet was supposed to hit Earth, the Queen of England and Barack Obama and someone else were all in the Denver International Airport when the comet was supposed to strike. It missed.
Thank God they would have been safe.
Thank God they were in Denver.
I don't know. But
who was in Denver? Barack Obama and who?
Barack Obama and the Queen of England, I think.
I thought she couldn't leave.
She can't leave anywhere where they're not colonized.
I thought she couldn't leave England.
No, she can't leave anywhere. She can go to Scotland, Ireland, wherever the fuck she wants to over there.
Oh, okay.
But she will be arrested one day.
I want to know first. Yeah, I want to know about how people over there see her and if they're kind of caught on to what's going on with them.
It's half and half, dude. Half of them fucking really love her and half of them fucking no.
Sounds like America.
Yeah, it really is.
But yeah, I was talking to my boy Mihai the other day. I was like, yeah, think about our show. We talk a lot of shit about your queen because he lives in London now. I'm like, we talk a lot of shit about your queen. Oh, yeah. How she peddles little boys. How she got caught peddling little boys.
On a boat.
But that's not what this episode's about. Fuck the Queen of England.
So we've got Phil. Another thing with him that I think gives a little more proof to the whole topic was, I can't remember exactly what the document said exactly, but he found his father's, documents from when his father was also in, in the Navy program as well.
The United States government.
Yeah, and like
Black Project government.
Yeah, had information and documents from him talking about other things. One of them being what was it called? Was it the Philadelphia experiment?
Yeah.
Which was pretty wild.
Oh, you mean the one where they tried to teleport a ship and everyone got fused to the ship?
I don't think it was. Yeah. Was it? I read in on it, and I think it was something that it was like.
Was that Project Pegasus?
They were trying to do an EMP or something like that, or like a super powerful to make them invisible. Is what I heard, that they were trying to make themselves invisible to radars, but it was so strong or something that they said that the boat completely vanished.
Yeah.
I must be thinking about Project Pegasus.
Talking about the same one. It vanished, but it fucking reappeared. It reappeared again in like New York or something like that.
Yeah, with
and
people
fused
like, merged
into the metal.
boat. So.
Yeah. And the weird thing about it is that fucking...
You ever heard a little thing called cancer?
His dad fucking... Oscar
Cancer's
Schneider.
At least your problem.
Oscar Schneider or whatever fucking... He not invented, but he was on the team that founded the fucking nuclear submarines.
Oh yeah, like he helped. He built like the first.
Yeah, he built the first one.
Like was there building like the first. So if you don't think that guy is that important and his son doesn't get to be a part of all of that, like
yeah, exactly.
I mean, dude, this
and
guy,
we're talking about reverse engineering from like the 40s.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think it was 1943 when they launched it. So they must have been working on that for a while or something. Like that's crazy.
When they launched the ship that fused all the crewmen to the ship.
Well, yeah, when it was in the war, the Atlantic.
Just people, dude. The first thing I ever saw when I looked into that was the people that found the ship, and it was people fused into the ship, still alive, screaming. I was like, that sounds like a horror movie. I want to throw up. Like just the idea of like seeing someone like in when you're watching a movie, it's different. But if you came across that in real life, I think my first instinct would be to
puke,
projectile vomit.
Yeah, everywhere.
Like see someone like half submersed in a steel floor with their face going.
Right, like half their body's in and half their body's out.
I'd have to run away. That'd be one of those moments where I just have to, I'm sorry, dude, plug my ears and just like run away. They're like, Dylan, you're our only hope. If you don't go and help
How
someone.
do you help them? You fucking put a bullet in their head.
You blow up that ship. That's what you do. There's no other way.
Dude,
it sucks, but dude.
And that's on record, isn't it? That actually happened somewhat.
Yeah, there's very loose records.
Very loose records.
There's a lot of fucking people that have said they saw it, and that is more record to me than fucking the government putting down something.
Right, like they're gonna tell us what actually happened.
You know what I mean?
But if the government said that did happen, that would be fucking insane, and that would be awesome and crazy, you know?
The only time I believe crowdsourcing over anything is when it's anti-government, because government's just gonna bury whatever the fuck they can.
Right. Well, like with this whole story, I mean, shit, it just the guy was, you know, at the end of his ropes, he's like, dude, I got fucking cancer. I'm gonna die. Like I've already been, you know, I've been shot in the shoulder. You know, I'm sure it's like
I've had 11 attempts on my life before that. Last one fatal.
So
rest in peace.
What kind of gets me about the whole story, though, is why does this engineer that's going around sampling fucking rocks for fucking dynamite have a fucking pistol on him at the time?
I mean,
I think it's just a concealed carry, probably.
But you're in a secure base.
I mean, he is super hardcore into his fucking
gun rights.
Dude,
he's like, fucking crazy about gun rights.
Yeah, he's super. He's like, if you are someone who decides to, you know, abide by the Constitution, but you're trying to fight gun laws and stuff like that, you are a criminal. Like you are a fucking. You should be. Right. Like you are against our government and you should be dealt with. Like he was like in a milder way of saying it.
Seriously though.
Well, we watched his last seminar that he gave, and in the middle of it, he's like, "Look, not forget. What did he say? He said, God, there was a word that he used that was so good. I like disillude everything that I have said up to this point, but do not give up your right to bear arms because that's the only thing that's going to keep you alive."
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's like, that was a part of they put that in that Constitution for a reason. That is there to protect us. Like if who's
the president in 90? Was that Bill Clinton still in 95?
95, yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, do not give up. He's like, if anyone tries to take away your gun rights, you fucking elect him out of there or insurrect them. And I'm like, oh shit, this guy's fucking crazy.
In the most mild way you could ever say that, though. In the most mild way.
And he didn't even say it like, insurrect them.
Like, he wasn't trying to rile the crowd up. He was just like, look, this.
He was giving, well, in context, he was giving a seminar at the Holiday Inn. But yeah, he's like, insurrect them, but like very calm. Like, I don't even know how to say that calmly. He's like, insurrect them, sir. Like, I guess, like, that's the most like Phil Schneider.
What if
way
he's
I
like,
can say it.
what if he's like driving down the road and someone accidentally like turns into the wrong lane and he like marks it down in his book? Whoop! Attempt number 7 to try and kill me. These guys
merged without his blinker,
bro. But a lot of people
Tried
get
to
really
kill
bad,
me.
like schizophrenia and shit like that. I don't know. What if he was just fucking hopped up?
dude.
on
I
it?
saw
I don't know, man.
a
His
theory
body
that
that
he
just
was a fucking heroin addict and shit like that.
Right. There was other
And then-
theories about cocaine.
And then someone was like, I personally knew him.
Yeah,
he
I
had
saw
no drug
that.
addictions.
yeah,
Okay.
there was dude. I remember. I read that too. Like, yeah, dude. Why are you out here making these fucking assumptions of this guy?
It's false.
Well, I think it was just someone being like an outsider, not knowing him, being like, well, maybe this is why he's saying that.
Right.
Because dude, this guy's story is a lot to take. Like, not for us, but for the average person at this point.
It was something.
It's a lot
They
to
labeled
take
it
in.
as I can't think of the right word, but it's as like a roadblock. Like, it's called like the roadblock thing or something that the CIA have used to make sure when people hear something, it's not, be close-minded about it. Shut it down in your head. Don't even give a
Project
thought to it.
Mockingbird.
Yeah, pretty
know,
much,
Basically everything.
bro.
But I mean, for them, it's just the idea that, it's so far-fetched that the people are just going to dismiss it, which they do. And just, I mean, if you're someone who even tries to mention aliens back in the day, people are just like,
well,
are you on the dope again?
Well, even talking about fucking COVID and shit like that to people get fucking pissed off and shit. I don't know. I had fucking last night or whatever, I fucking went to my family dinner and was talking about COVID and how fucking I don't think it's, all it is or whatnot. My sister takes a cup of water and fucking throws it in my fucking face. Because I said that, how, the common cold kills quite a few people too. And it was just a whole fucking thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I did ask. I was like, did you really get water thrown on you? And he gets out of his car and his fucking shirt is just drenched all on the front side of it. It's a funny fucking sight.
Oh man.
Funny sight to see.
If you get that upset, we gotta fucking do something.
Yeah,
whatever. Dude.
Yeah, you need
Lame
to meditate
Lame
or
as
something.
fuck.
Don't throw water at someone. Fuck you. But okay, so this guy, let's go. I think his first, what got him into anything, before he even knew himself, was when he was where was that first base that he was digging for that the incident happened. His first
that was Los Alamos. The incident where he claims to have lost most of his left hand.
Mm-hmm.
So said they brought him in, said, listen, guy, this is what's going to happen. We need your help. And he just said in the most monotone voice, like, I got you. I'm here to save you.
And all he
I'm
was
here,
doing was
I'm
looking
here to
at
solve
rocks.
all your problems.
He was down there looking for rocks, and all of a sudden a fucking tall gray alien appeared in front of him.
It said I can't remember. Do you guys remember exactly how it said? It said they were going down the stairs or something, the lift or whatever, the chute.
Elevator
like
thing.
like a mine chute.
It says, did it say that a piece of the layer broke apart and that's when they saw him? Because they
no,
they didn't just they were
they were going down the mine chute and drilling with that fucking drill or whatever, and they fucking or I don't know, maybe
right,
not.
They
happened into a pre-existing cavern,
right
with gray aliens in it.
Said he was in his suit looking like something from space or something, right? Didn't he say he was in this suit?
He was in well, Phil was in a radioactive suit or radio whatever.
Yeah, to keep radiation away.
And he was in that, and so that's where he said he was. It was really, really hard to draw his pistol. He claims that he killed 2 of them in that scene, But 66 government workers died on the scene. That's substantiated evidence, like 100% fact. 66 government agents died in the desert that day.
Yep. From what though? Aliens.
From energy beams.
Right.
Yeah.
It says he
directed energy weapons.
And then it says he got his. I'm wondering where though. Yeah, he's got that, but how does he get his gun?
Fuck.
You know, like you said, like we talked about.
2000, ready to assist you.
Dudes was sort of that. Did you guys not hear me say "oh fuck"?
I heard you say "oh fuck." What was what?
It was dudes. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it was dudes.
Dudes.
Direct energy weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what people are saying that's going on in like California and stuff right now.
Starting the wildfires, get some fire spray in here, get the word of the day. Dude, I almost slept on it.
Again, because most of the time you do.
That's why we need to fucking bring in a producer.
Damn.
We need to rearrange everything to do that. And
Howdy,
that's
Bueller.
so much energy.
We gotta get a producer and he can just be turned around backwards because nobody
Just sitting on the couch with a laptop on his lap.
Yeah.
Buells,
Grab a shot if there's one in arm's reach.
Grab a shot of Mountain
Grab
Dew.
a shot.
Grab a shot of
We got
Mountain Dew
some,
down on ovens, brother.
We got some fucking something wrong.
That's Buell.
Oh, Beals.
Buell's rules.
I need to get.
Yeah,
everyone
those
needs to.
guys.
We need to just put a somewhere up on the screen, just down the
right
side
here,
of it or
every
something.
night
You
or
know.
something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like Twitch chat. That's hard. I don't know, man. Don't make my life harder.
That wasn't that bad.
Way better than Black Velvet, honestly.
Way better.
A
Than
little
Black
different.
Velvet.
The aftertaste though is like, bleh. That's hot. It's making my face hot.
Whew. Yeah, it tastes better than BV though. For
But yeah,
sure.
dude, fucking 100%. Dude's got like his fingers melted off.
It says he killed
what
the
the
two
hell?
aliens and then an alien. What he described it in a seminar, and then the alien started moving his hand around his body like this, just in a circular motion or something. Moved his hand, and then a beam of energy came. I might be botching it, but you know,
Basically, yeah.
beam of energy came and struck me in my hand and my chest.
So it hits him in the hand directly in front of his chest.
So he was going like that
And-
to stop it, and it fucking bam.
I-
just.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm assuming that he was doing this too.
We're both just doing
the alien's
both
doing
just rubbing
this.
our
The
chest.
alien's rubbing his chest, charging up an attack,
I'm
and
hungry.
he's like matching it. He's
like, me
"What?
too.
Is this how we communicate after I just killed two of your buddies? Like,
I killed your wife and your sister. I don't know. You're great. I don't know.
but yeah, it says that's how it. You know, he got hit in the fucking hand in the chest, and I didn't notice his hand either. But when he finally lifts up his hand to
man.
show us, his hand looks mutilated.
It's fucked up.
His hand looks
Exactly.
like
How,
it looks.
how else would that have happened?
It looks
Yeah,
like
I don't
dude,
know
it looks
any
like he
other
was
way.
playing with a running lawnmower, but the lawnmower is made out of like cosmetic energy. Like
Right. Like I don't
it looks like something
understand
out of
his
a comic
yeah.
book. It's
His hand, it makes no. I want any like professional to look at his hand and try and come up with a way that could like physically happen.
like no visible scar tissue, no like it literally looks like how he described what happened. So his ring finger and pinky finger look like they're literally cancerous and dying, which I mean he was riddled with cancer, so probably.
Right.
But his fucking pointer and middle finger were literally like they looked like they were melted off. The middle finger was like it wasn't down to the knuckle where your finger meets your hand. But I don't know if you noticed this. I legit thought he was wearing a ring on his nub. And I was like freaking out. I was
Oh
like,
man, his hand is mutilated. If you want something wild as fuck to look at, find a picture of Phil Schneider's hand. That shit is just fucking wild. He was holding that up, and I was just like, I was asking
waving
him.
it around.
I was asking it. Yeah, he was using it to talk. It reminded me of the guy from Scary Movie 2. You know,
take my strong hand.
You gotta use my strong hand.
Yeah, we were joking about that, but Jesus Christ,
Oh, it's nasty looking.
Worse than that. It's fucking like the pinky finger is black. The middle finger,
like,
the middle finger looks like there's nothing there except for bone. It literally looks like there's a bone sticking out of his hand.
Yeah, his pointer and middle finger.
And his pointer and middle finger fucking just like literally look like they melted like an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
So okay, this is the weird part though. Like we were talking, how does he get his weapon? I mean, if he's got that suit on, how does he get his weapon out? Is it on the outside of his suit?
I'd assume
that's the way he described it. He was wearing like a hazmat suit, is the way he described it. But he described it like it was like a space suit in the time, but we're talking about like fucking the 60s before we even were in space.
And he talked about how it was a little hard to load his gun with all of that.
Yeah,
and it was describing the struggles of doing it. But I'm like, at the same time, but they're that's high level government agency, you know.
That's where I got caught off too. Was he didn't have a clip in his gun already?
Yeah.
That's what caught me off. Where I'm like, is this guy conning people?
Yeah,
but like, dude, just looking at his hand, it's like that's not
a ripped off with a fucking dirt bike chain.
Dude, it could have been a lot of things.
Dude, I seen Walk the Line and I seen Walk Hard, and I know for a fact that you don't look like your hand's not gonna look like that when you're fucking a chainsaw accident, anything. Your hand doesn't look like that. Like his hand looked it literally looked like his fingers melted like an ice cream cone.
Damn.
When there was, like we said, all those bodies dead that day, he is one of 3 survivors. So we know there's 3 survivors. Fucking, he's out here just telling the truth to everything. I couldn't imagine.
And he names people. He's naming people that were also there.
He's naming everyone.
Yeah, but nobody wants to fucking die like he did.
No one wants to die with a fucking catheter shoved down your fucking neck or around your neck.
Oh, man.
If you haven't figured it out by now, the guy died from getting strangled by a catheter. But
word of the day.
Second word of the day.
So he says it was like a beam of light, like a beam of almost energy, like electricity.
It's like when you watch
like,
Endgame and fucking Miss Marvel comes in and fucking shoots Thanos.
Yep.
That's literally what he described to me. That's what I saw in my head.
So I've never seen Endgame. Don't spoil it for me.
Yep.
For real?
Yep.
Miss Marvel or whatever.
Are you planning on watching it at any point in the 21st century?
No. Fuck that shit.
It's such a good movie, though.
I don't like movies.
I think they're good, but I've seen better movies. It's good to see it all come together.
Endgame, Endgame's like one of my top.
I haven't seen any
top
of the
10
movies.
I also really have a hatred.
You haven't seen an adventure movie?
Nope.
Dog, you're sleeping.
I mean, I'm awake right now, dude.
I have to watch them with my girlfriend as well. Emma needs to see them as well. But I watched the Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel movie, The Chick. Do not like her. I do not like her acting. Didn't like her character. Didn't like that movie.
I don't like her in general, but her powers are fucking astronomical.
Man.
She's
is like how it's supposed to be, but I was just like, dude, like fuck this bitch. All she does is, she's like Superman.
She's basically Marvel's Superman without kryptonite.
It does. She turned into a little girl,
and she's really
she
I didn't like her. I'm not to say like she looked really awkward. Like when she was running in one of the scenes.
I haven't seen Miss Marvel.
Not to nitpick, but she was running in one of the scenes. This isn't. I'm not ruining anything. She was running in one of the scenes.
Was bad.
She just looked super awkward. Like it didn't.
She's
look
never
like
ran before in her life.
It kind of looked like it. So she has this gymnast figure, and it looked like a gymnast who was running across the floor about to do a bunch of flips. It didn't look cool and powerful type of run. It looked like she was doing like a run about ready to do all these. And I was just like,
yeah, she's hot. Like she's hot and she's fit, but
It just I think they could have picked someone with a different,
actual Mr. Marvel or whatever is like a 10-year-old kid or 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, they changed the name to Shazam. In the last like 10 years,
oh no shit.
Yeah. So yeah, that Shazam.
Captain Marvel is now Shazam in the last 10 years.
But hold on, so Shazam's DC though, right?
Yes.
But Captain Marvel was,
or it's Miss Marvel. I might have misspoke, but yeah, it's Miss Marvel is Marvel, and Captain Marvel used to be DC. And he was the guy he's the only person that could keep Superman in check because Superman's vulnerable to magic or some shit like that.
Now it's Shazam. I like that movie,
dude. Shazam is a fucking awesome movie. It's got Chuck.
Yeah.
And he's buff as fuck. Dude, it's
fun, good fun movie for the family. Especially liked it because it kind of feels like sometimes it might be like a movie for kids, maybe. And when the guy was in there throwing people out of the building, I was just sitting there like, God, I know those people are dead, and that makes me happy.
It's a kid friendly. Well, fucking Suicide Squad made it really hard for DC to like make a kid friendly movie because they were trying to compete with Deadpool.
Yeah,
like we're gonna murder and do this and that, but then Shazam just totally just like, yeah, no, we can still make kid friendly, but also adult friendly movies.
Wait, wasn't Shaq in Kazam?
Yeah,
Kazam.
Yeah,
you're thinking of the wrong movie, brother. Wrong movie, brother.
Yeah.
So.
God, we need a Hulk Hogan soundbite.
We do.
What was the timeline after he got fucking zapped? I can't remember what happens when after our
so
boy
wasn't like the
Phil Schneider got
still, right?
Right. It was very early. You worked for years still with the government.
So okay,
like he was working with them after too. Like I mean, he obviously was a survivor and he kept working with them, right? Like he was with them until. Or maybe he I don't know if he left and then finally decided to speak out. But
you ain't got no fingers. You probably have to go on disability. But I guess if you're doing mind stuff, you're.
Well, he had fingers on his right hand.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, we talk about it being a deformity from the cancer or whatever. Like, I mean, yeah, his other hand looked fine. I wish he
had hand cancer.
I wish his other hand would have been used for talking points, but
I wish he would have used his fucking right hand at any point to point at anything instead of using his fucking black pinky finger.
When that hand was up in the air, I'm like, I'm sorry, but like I'm not used to this.
Look at this slide.
That's all.
This slide tells you a lot.
That's all I could think about. That's all. I couldn't pay attention to what he was saying. I was just looking at his hand. He didn't
even talk like that. He talked like fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off fucking teacher. Like this guy was. He's like, and then you look at this slide and the slide next to it, and that's a topographical map of where we did.
But a totally sane sounding guy. I'd rather have this guy be my president than the fucking crazy people who just spout shit off like this guy. I would want my president to talk like him and give information like him, and
he can't be your president. He's dead.
I don't want somebody to be like a computer.
Like Microsoft Sam.
Well, have you seen that fucking what is it on Parks and Rec when they go to like New York or whatever and do that dude's campaign, and you're just sitting in there,
sitting smiling.
Isn't he great? He doesn't do anything.
The robot senator.
Yeah.
There's like another thing too. I can't remember that his dad worked with was like they were talking about
Didn't his dad work on the Roswell crash or like the cover up of it?
I don't know.
When was the Roswell crash?
In 43. Yeah,
I think 43. I think his dad was a part of that. And he also had his dad. One other thing that he got from his dad was a picture that. I don't know. I don't remember.
Hiroshima bomb.
Well, no, it was the picture where they were all standing. They were all in the meeting room or whatever.
Oh, with alien.
It says his dad. Yeah, it had a picture where they were all in a briefing room, and it said that it was all these people in there, and his dad was sitting right behind, and there's the guy, the alien that was sitting in front of them.
The alien's name was Jeb.
I think it was.
I just made that.
His name was like something Thor, something
Thor Thundercock.
But and it's this like blonde looking guy. His ears look fucking huge and a little weird, and like I'm like, you know what? I could go with it. You know, that he said that guy had like 6 fingers and 6 toes.
On each hand, or
see, yeah,
he was like that tall ass dude.
It could have been 3 and 3.
He had 1 and 5.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we have no clue.
Was he looking like our boy with the fucking missing fingers?
Maybe he had. Maybe. Yeah. I
well,
have no
our
idea.
boy had 8 fingers. He had the thumb and the ring finger and the decrepit the fucking bone. And then the decrepit fucking pinky.
I mean, you could just have pinky thumb, and that'd be kind of shitty.
Well, I mean,
you could sew with pinky and thumb.
Did you see his hand right before he died? Look up a picture of that on your phone.
Oof.
It's fucking crazy. It's literally looks like his ring finger looks like Skeletor.
Damn.
I tried to.
He's like, I will get He-Man one day.
I'm gonna see if I can't find a picture real quick of that. Actually, I only got to see it from the video. I didn't get to see a closer up.
Fucking gross, dude.
See if we can do Phil Schneider.
Yeah, his dad was doing black projects before he was.
Yeah.
And
he
apparently inherited his dad's IQ of over 140 and jumped back into the black projects. I don't know, man. Well, you see it a lot in these families that do black projects with the government.
Oh yeah, it just goes down the fucking family line.
Yeah, I was gonna say celestial, but I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, shit. I'm actually kind of looking up his father because he's kind of more interesting than fucking Phil is.
Well, Phil's the one that spoke out. Phil is the person that broke out about in 1954. This is probably when his dad was working in the government. 1954, Dwight D. Eisenhower, better known as Ike, the president of the United States, he disappeared for 3 days, and it's rumored that this is in Palm Springs, California, disappeared for 3 days, and it's rumored that he was making a pact with aliens, and the only substantiated claim against that is no, he got a root canal. It's like a root canal takes like maybe an hour. Like you're the president of the United States.
You probably have someone come over to your house.
You got the best dentist in the fucking country. Root canal, like fucking hour and a half.
I mean,
and that was their excuse. That was of him. He disappeared for 3 days. 3 fuck. Could you imagine the president disappearing for 3 fucking days?
Well, I mean, fucking what's his name's in a coma right now.
Trump's in a coma?
I fucking wish. No, fucking old fatty from North Korea.
Kim Jong-un?
I've just heard.
Is he still in a coma?
No, he just went back into a coma.
Oh.
He needs to lay off the sweets.
You said old fatty now is still like Trump?
The
Diet Coke monster? What? The fucking McDouble McQueen?
Damn, that sounds good.
Yeah, I know. I really want to McDouble now, too.
A bacon McDouble, man. Shit.
Fuck. It's so inconvenient for me to get to McDonald's right now.
Oh, man. You gotta go all the way around fucking road work.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I walked up to this house and everything's just torn the fuck up. I'm like, oh my God, like they're destroying this.
The worst part is all the weird looks you get from people coming up from fucking Main Street. You're just walking over here and everybody's giving you weird
Imagine me at fucking noon today or 2 today, walking back from Music Station with a 12-pack and 2 Coke Zeros in a bag. And they're just like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yep.
Like, dude, these are for later. 1 Coke Zero for now. Like,
That's-
get off my
fucking
ass.
bottle of Scoresby or whatever. A fucking case
Right.
of beer. What do you mean?
Scoresby.
What the fuck is it called? Yeah, Scoresby.
Scoresby. Oh God.
Very rare.
The Irish Scotch whiskey.
Very
rare because no one ever buys it.
Very rare. $15 for a fucking.
Do you guys
Gallon.
do you guys know? So wait, was the Bob Lazaro guy was the other survivor then?
Was it?
Was he or no? I don't. I'm kind of confused.
Bob Lazar was not the other survivor.
I don't know if we know who the other survivors were. I guess I didn't really look into who the other ones
Bob
were.
Lazar is just another Area 51 worker that spoke out.
Got like silenced. Yeah, there's like evidence. So I mean, like if people are taking down his information, you know, and then when he was fucking killed, and they said that after the guy died and everything was all said and done, like his house was, I don't know if it was robbed or if it was just that all of his work about the aliens and shit went missing. I can't remember exactly what, but it's fucking real, bro. We got aliens.
It's just the same thing happened to the Vegas shooter. Like him and his brother, both their house got fucking looted before the officials could, quote unquote, for the viewers. I'm doing it for the viewers, not the audio listeners, but quote unquote, the Vegas shooter, like him and his brother both got, like, their houses were ransacked.
Yeah, it was because it was a fucking ruse from the fucking Middle East. I don't know if that's the not the official story, but that's the biggest conspiracy.
That's a theory.
That's the biggest conspiracy behind it right now.
I mean, fucking
Al Saddam Hasid
got escorted out by SWAT from a casino. Yeah, no.
Oh
Yeah. I know exactly where your brain's at, and I like it. I like it. I like where your brain's at right now.
Shit.
I'm looking at you. I would blow you a kiss, but it wouldn't register.
Who'd they take out of the casino?
Al
Seem. I don't know, some fucking one of the princes.
Yeah,
from
one of the Arabian princes
Yeah.
from
the Middle Eastern countries.
Saudi Arabia. One of the Saudi
Arabia.
Prince.
Yeah, because it was a coup. Because they had this whole fucking, I don't know. They're doing pretty much what we're doing over there, dude. They're trying to drain the swamp too. Even though I guess it's a fucking drain the desert, blow away the dust.
This is my swamp, donkey.
It's like when Monkey D. Luffy fucking takes on the crocodile, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not far enough in One Piece.
That's like the first. Wait.
4th season.
Is that the fourth?
Fourth. I think it's 4th season. Yeah.
I'm all but 3 episodes into that show.
I think 5th season he leaves his crew to train with basically he just gets more powerful. But yeah, anyway, we're not talking. This isn't a podcast about anime. We just all like anime.
Anime.
We got a lot of posters of anime.
Uh-huh.
I like anime, skateboards, and guitars. Okay, so fuck off.
I like crack, weed, and heroin.
In that order.
At the same time.
At the same time.
You got your uppers, you got your downers.
Does anyone know what like the most recent news we've had about aliens by chance? Because I swear the last I heard of it was
the FBI recently, I think this was a month
They
ago.
just released that. Oh yeah, we do know about aliens.
Yeah, they literally a month ago. I think it was a month ago. Was like they said, yeah, there's extraterrestrial phenomena. They don't call them UFOs anymore. They call them ETFs, ETTs, extraterrestrial threats.
Threats.
Yeah, threats.
These guys are threats. Everyone stop caring about what the government's doing. We are all about to have to join the Space
Would
Force.
a meteor be an ETT then?
Technically, yeah, I think, right?
I would assume so.
I mean, you got the Millennium Falcon. You can fucking gravitational pull that bitch back to Earth.
I do got the Millennium
Bro,
Falcon.
so another thing that was really sketchy as hell about this, because I mean, I don't 100% believe everything
Right.
the
I like
guy's
to
saying,
I like
but
to try to discredit as well.
you know, like I'm not gonna believe it all, but I very strongly think it's possible.
Yarp.
And
Yarp.
one of the things he was going into detail was talking about the aliens' plans and you know what they were doing and what they planned on and how they were eventually trying to wipe out about like five, six, they said like 5, 6, 7, 8 of the world's population, try and make it slavery, and that it was planned like back then in the day they planned to do it in 2029. So of everything that they had planned or thought to be planned as actually like happening, like I mean, you talk about like Y2K being the end of the world, like fuck Y2K, like this is like this 2029. I think I'm gonna start.
Imagine a little gray bastard coming to your doorstep.
I'm gonna blow all my
I mean,
money.
you can kill him with a 9mm, but
do a bunch of
They,
drugs.
they do bleed. They die. You can shoot them and they die.
apparently the fucking our boy Phil over here killed 2 of them.
Well,
He talked about
with a 9mm.
I'm ready for y'all.
He talked about the guy in his dad's photo, the guy who supposedly had lived for like hundreds of years, like 400 years. And they were talking about how they were built to where they have the genes of like of octopuses or something, like they share like some of the same.
So
like,
I've seen a lot.
physiology.
I've seen a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff about how the DNA that you have, your blood type, shows a lot about who your ancestors are, and it's your blood type pretty much. You know, there's only like 0.005% of the population that has Rh null, right? Which is like very, very, very slim. But every single president except for one has Rh negative blood type. And it all goes back to King like John the Third or something.
Wasn't Barack Obama related to George Bush? Like,
yeah, they're all related. All of them except for Martin Van Buren. All of them.
Yeah, I don't know.
must be a charismatic family.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Think about
We're
like,
not here to talk about that today.
think about
But that's fucking. Dude, your brainwave right now is fucking making me crazy.
bro.
I want to go on that, but no.
no, right? That's not the time.
That's not the topic.
I
That's
think
not the
they
time.
talk about some of the creatures way deep in the oceans and shit like that. Like octopuses are one that's just because
Have
of
you
how
seen
it
the
is, they can
fucking
live
video?
forever.
Yeah.
So it's like it would make sense if aliens had the same kind of structure that they would just actually live.
Or
forever.
what if they, they were like testing different. Let's combine these two fucking species, kind of like the island of Dr. Monroe or whatever the fuck that movie was called.
or
what
the
if-
scientists from South Park? But
Well, that's the movie they're ripping off.
is it really?
Yeah, the island of Dr. Monroe. Yeah, but yeah. So I've heard quite a bit of different things about like how if you've got like AB blood, you're merged with this or whatever. If you got,
Species,
yes.
species,
Yeah.
species.
if you got fucking
superstitious.
if you got O blood, you're like lizard.
That's what I was wondering. Like, think about like people. Like, what if they were like had genes of like is the right word like lizards, whatever the fuck they're reptilians.
Yeah, we
and they
do.
could- and they
100% we do.
And we like our tongues can regrow itself, but like
Maybe
think
not
about
that,
that.
but
Well, I think our tongues can regrow. Like if you
slowly.
lose
people used to get their tongues cut out.
right, but I'm talking about small.
You're talking about feudal Japan, though.
I'm talking like small parts, like your tongue can like
That's
if you
inbreed in Japan.
if you get a little bit off your tongue, like it can regrow it.
Really?
I think I've
Yeah,
read that.
No, my mom bit when she was a child. Jumped off the swing set and landed wrong and bit off a chunk of her tongue. And
What
it
an
regrew.
idiot.
You know what blood type she has?
Lizard blood type.
The same as me, so hopefully not.
Well, fucking, if you guys need to look into blood types. It's weird. It's fucking
weird.
weird.
I'm pretty sure I'm AB positive. No, what the fuck was my blood type?
But
I don't know. I literally did the blood test in high school just to take a break from class and smoke a cigarette
Yep. I fucking
and get high and
went
then
and got
come
my
back
blood
to
drawn
class.
so I could get out of
Bro,
class.
there's this
that's
new-
what I had to do, dude.
Not to dive too far away, but there's this new zombie survival game where it's supposed to be realistic as fuck. And if you die and get something cut off, you have to check your buddies. You have to own a kit to check your blood and make sure your buddy has the same blood type as you, or else you can't. And you can like take his blood, but you'll start dying like instantly. Like your body will start going through some crazy shit. What? I don't know. It looks insane. I have it on iPhone. I'll fucking pull it up. But yeah, I don't know. That shit's crazy thinking
Just
about
send
like.
it to me later. I'll download it. I don't give
No,
a fuck.
it's new. It's not it's supposed to be like Tarkov level realistics, like everything, like even I don't know, crazy as fuck. But dude, think about that. Like what aliens like? What if I can't imagine with their secrets and what technology they'd have that if they're working in our government, how some of these people are just fucking just getting old and dementia and like all this shit. Like I feel like we would maybe see some more public figures who haven't aged at all.
One, we're forgetting like in the early 2000s, there was UFO flyover of the White House. Like they're not scared of us, and I think
not
at all.
They're looking to wipe us out. We're
they want us to wipe
you.
They want us to wipe us out.
No,
they can't intervene.
I think they want to use us though. When they talk about getting rid of us, like because they talk about what one thing our boy Phil here was saying is that they like our adrenal gland, our adrenal chrome or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like their cocaine.
And that's the same fucking thing that we've been talking about. These like Satan worshiping senators
sucking kids' bloods and shit.
The adrenalized gland, adrenalized blood. And the really weird thing to me though is I don't know. It's just how it fucking. It's just how it all comes together, really. You know what I mean? It's just
how it makes a coincidence.
It's like
a coincidence.
And we're all in the same boat where a coincidence means a major stink.
That means fucking
like
cousin Lenny came by.
Cousin Lenny was here. Cousin Lenny came.
Wait, is it a coincidence? Because I always say a coincidence. I think not. Is it because a coincidence is? Wow, what a coincidence! But it has to not be.
It's always sarcastically. Like when you say, "Oh, it's a coincidence," it's sarcastically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not a coincidence at all.
Yeah.
By any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
By any stretch of the sphincter, it is not a coincidence.
Mine's not really stretched that far.
Oh man.
Oh, you need to lube up, brother.
Yeah, they need to start making toilets bigger, man. Tired of clogging them up.
It's crazy.
That scares. I've had nothing that scared me as much. Like I've kind of had, like this little fear, like, God, when am I going to die? How am I going to die? Am I going to die early? But I've never really cared too much about it. And, there's things that don't really scare me that much. But after watching that video and him talking about the aliens' plan to wipe us out in 2029, like that kind of brings me back to 2012 when I had this small fear that, like, oh my God, is the world gonna end? Like,
dude, you're fucking. Our boy Dana picked me up. I was at an end of the world party on 2012 or December 21st, 2012. Our boy Dana picked me up with your mom. He must have picked up your mom and Scott too. And he picked me up. And I was literally like waiting, and I made a armchair in a corner bank,
like a snow bank.
Yeah, a corner bank. And I made an armchair. I was sitting there waiting for. I would really love to hear Dana's side of the story, just because I was hammered. But It was, dude, it's so funny because your mom and Scott were just like, "Oh, hey, what's up? What's going on?" And Danny's like, "Shut the fuck up back there." It's like, I don't like driving in this weather.
Yeah, dude. I remember 2012 just being like, I totally didn't believe it, but in the back of your head, you're like, God, what if though? And
Dude, I
I'm, like,
legit thought the
thinking
world was gonna explode. I legitimately thought the world.
I thought it was.
Explode.
I think I always thought it was like a Christian thing or something. I don't know why. I just thought
it was
it
a
was
Mayan thing.
Mayan thing.
But I always, to me, it just seemed like some religious bullshit.
some
Like I'm
religious
not
bullshit.
Christian, but just some religious fucking shit stuff. Like I was like, I'm not religious.
Someone always told me that it was supposed to be 7 years. After
Me too, dude. That was 100% like my aspect of it.
7 years after
I was like,
2012.
I don't know what the fuck they were. Someone talked to God and the world's gonna end today. I was like, I'm gonna go out with a bang,
bro. But somebody told me it was 7 years after 2012.
Dude, our boy
What was 7 years after 2012?
19.
2019, December 2019, because it was supposed to be December 25th, 2012.
Which we've.
So was this the start of the COVID?
I don't know.
Is this Revelations?
Dude, we had our
starting
boy
up?
Phil talking about how we need to overthrow our government or some shit like
Yeah.
that.
he
I
was
believe
way
it.
about
He was like, bro,
way before
like
his time.
he's
bro.
like, I don't
Super
think
about
he
it.
literally was like, I don't think we're gonna have another president, you know. And if I was
In
there today,
95.
I wouldn't tell him that we weren't, or because like I'd want him to, live his last like 2 weeks and hope. But I don't know, man. I think that's scary as shit. I don't fully believe everything he said, but I don't disagree with it either. And the fact that I have to somewhat kind of believe that there might be a possibility that the aliens will come and try and fuck us up in 2029. All I know is, man, I'm going to have my fucking guns ready. I am going to be...
Let me say this, though. I feel like there are good aliens and I feel like there are bad aliens. I feel like there are good aliens trying to protect us because we're a fucking lower species than them.
He talked about the different types of aliens and which were good and which were bad. And in his discussions, he said that the good ones had left, is what I remember hearing that he talked about a lot. Like some of the good ones and the peaceful races left. And we were dealing with the bad no aliens that were still sticking around.
We're dealing with the no squares, dude.
Well, I mean, I would feel yes, but at the same time, if you've looked into any Gary McKenna kind of stuff with the USSS, not USS, with United States spaceships, USSS.
USSSS.
Yes.
Well, he talked about how there's these aliens that are protecting us from this shit, and they're aliens that want to destroy us.
They might be. And you know what?
That dude, fucking, I hold to the theory. I really hope Mass Effect was a fucking godforsaken game that we got based on what's really going to happen.
I hope that in some way, what scares me is the fact that our governments, if they are talking to the aliens and we know what their plan is, and it's like, then it's like, well, I mean, yeah, like what happens to all of us? Like we could be locked and loaded. We could have, we've got all these guns, but we don't know what's going to happen.
They don't want that to happen.
If Phil's a liar, then we can't kill any of them.
How easy is it for those shape, like, okay, most of them, like, I mean, not most of them, but some of them, I would assume can shapeshift. How easy would it be for them to get into fucking the United States government? Not fucking hard. And they can just fucking plan everything.
Well, I mean, that picture that the guy claimed to be an alien, the guy looked basically almost normal, except his ear looked really fucking
he just
weird.
looked like an elf.
He was
his ears. I'm gonna find it.
He's that bald guy, right?
No, he's a blonde-haired.
Blondie with elf ears. Like, he looks like Legolas, but with less long hair.
Legolas?
Legolas.
The black one?
I don't even know how to search this up. Phil Schneider dad picture.
Phil Schneider dad picture.
Yep, it worked. So
did it really? Let me see that.
Okay. Yeah. So that's supposedly the guy who's lived for what Phil said was
140.
No, I think he said like 450 years is what he claimed.
He just looks like a mongoloid.
But I mean, you ask me, it's like I don't know if octopuses live as long because of they live in the water under nice pressure, or if it's just the way that their body is. So I don't know, man. I don't know if
certain species, man.
It's all about how your fucking DNA has been created, and I feel like all human DNA has been created.
Like, I'm sorry, his ear looks normal, but man, it looks.
That looks like a normal. It looks, bro.
I don't know. It looks just fucking weird, dude. I feel like that kid would have gotten made a lot of fun of, bro.
Yeah. But no, like there's like even ocean water species, like they're still finding species in the ocean that are quote unquote prehistoric.
Yeah, right. Like that shark that's been alive for like 600 years or whatever.
Oh, bro, that's what I mean. There's an octopus that's been
years.
There's an octopus that's been alive for a fucking long time too. Like,
so, yeah, the fucking squid that they found in the oil rig recently. Have you seen those pictures?
No.
They the
might be what I was looking at.
The stories of the Kraken, and there's a squid that they found on oil rig cameras that was big enough to be the quote unquote Kraken.
Damn.
Like that's I can remember if it was you or Emma who was talking to me about it, saying about how little uncharted area we have of our ocean.
Yeah, we know more about space than we do about our oceans.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
What
about the inside of our Earth, even? Like, I mean, that they tell us anyway.
That's where, it's the history books that are written by people who knew less than we did today that we still.
Well, the thing about it is that these history books are written by people that are trying to change history.
Yeah, I've read a lot about that too. That people who are trying to change history so we don't find stuff out. And it's like like Phil was talking about how aliens have been here for such a long time, and it's like, well, how would we have no. Like, we have very few clues in the past of pictures, paintings.
No. We have a lot of clues. If you were to go to fucking, like...
But we don't have as much...
ancient Sumerian fucking text. If you were to look at fucking even Egyptian fucking text, they've got pictures and everything of them with fucking dudes in flying saucers and stuff.
Right. I mean, that's
a clue to me.
Clues, yes. Clues, yeah. But facts, no.
Yeah.
But it's because they covered it up, Yeah, they covered it all up. So who's to really know?
I mean, what did they burn in the fucking libraries of Alexandria? Yeah. What do they have hidden underneath the fucking bookshelves of the fucking Vatican? Nobody knows.
And I remember people, dude, like, and who wants to, if they're trying to say, like, don't talk about this shit, people were talking about Phil being a liar because, like, they were like, well, how come you are the only person talking about it? And I'm just like, even Phil said it, but I'm just like, who the fuck wants to get shot?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to die if you talk about this shit. Yep. Even people today, when we talk about, like, I used to think, like, why there's got to be one good seed that's going to out everyone. And I mean, there was people like Cappy and shit like that, but it's like, once you do that, you're dead. You're fucking dead. Even if you don't out people. Like, I mean, if you out people, but like trying to just make aware of the situation, you could be killed.
I feel like a lot of the Phil coming out was like, dude, you got 11 types of cancer. Like, what the fuck else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, he even said in the seminar that we watched together, he was like, I don't care for my own life anymore because this fucking is pointless. The more speeches I get to give are, because it's more worthwhile for him to.
And he made it like he was unhealthy, like he had physical problems. He was not doing so hot.
Half a hand.
He was not doing hot, and I think it was like him, like he did it on his own time and money to go around and try and give these seminars. Like he was doing this to try and like it. You could see. I feel like it's easy to see someone who wants attention a mile away sometimes. And that guy just did not strike me as some guy who was out here trying to just get attention. He didn't have the charisma. He didn't have the he's not the kind of guy that
he didn't want likes on Facebook.
Right. He was like, bro, like I'm gonna be gone soon, and you guys, like, I want to protect everyone, but this is all I can do right now. And I believe he was telling the truth. I don't know. We've talked about aliens before. It's as much as little proof that like I actually can physically see that there's. I mean, now we have our news channels talking about it and everything, and I'm still like, I don't have enough concrete evidence to fully 100% believe it.
See, I've been fucking probed by aliens.
No, that was me. Remember?
They always
got really drunk that night. I stuck my finger up your ass.
They always want to probe your butt, but they never want to probe your day. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I was doing.
I just practice probing myself so that way when I do get abducted, it's not like a shock. Like I know how to handle it. So yeah,
I just let it go.
Yeah, I just practice every day.
That's about sex.
Yeah, no, I probe myself with really big objects, so I'm just ready for it. Like I'll look at those aliens and I'll be like, guys, I'm ready for anything. Really search around up there, you know? Don't be afraid to go to depths unsearched, you know?
I actually hit a few Easter eggs up there.
You might just like you have one of those one-off aliens be like, yeah, I got my own ship today.
Keegan, thanks for joining. Keegan says that's because aliens aren't bottoms, bro.
Damn.
Yeah. Dude.
See, unless it's a power bottom, right?
It's just weird how you always have to lay face down. Like, come on, like I want to look at you while you do this to me.
Well, they'd have to put you in a special chair.
Just put you in the crab. Is that what it's called when you hold your legs up?
I want the opposite hog tie where it's like I'm on my back and
I come on you.
You got one leg attached to this arm.
Yeah.
I come on you. You come on the floor.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Just don't come on my leg because that's weird.
Don't come on me.
Yeah.
Come on the fucking floor.
Dude, definitely.
But bro, so this guy though, Phil, it was when he was killed. So I don't know how long the the catheter tube is, or if they yanked it out of his dick or what. Because I've been having that thought all day of getting a catheter ripped out of my dick.
Yanked it out of the dick,
and they had to. So that's creepy, and then they said there was wrapped around 3 times and tied in a knot, and then they said his body was laying there for like it could have been up to a week. I think they said.
Jesus Christ.
A week?
Yeah, is what they said.
That he was in a hospital.
No,
it was at home.
In his home.
Yeah, it was at his house.
He's at his house.
This whole time I thought he died in the hospital.
No,
I was like, how the fuck did that? Like his like,
no,
dude, I've watched enough
because of the.
I've watched enough Scrubs to know that if fucking someone's catheter comes out, there's 10 doctors there.
Yeah, that's part of like why him and his wife got divorced and shit like that is because he had to he was in diapers and like crutches.
Yeah, had poop bag and stuff like that.
Was it
colostomy bag?
Guys,
which a lot of people find off, but I think it's kind of hot. So
let me put my fucking wiener in your hole in your stomach.
I just want the bag, you know, because if they shit into a bag, then I can't smell it and they don't stink the bathroom up. So it's like,
no, trust me, you don't want.
That bag. That whole room smells like that colostomy
I know he
bag.
Probably smells like shit.
My buddy's dad had
at work. We had a dishwasher, and he had a colostomy bag, and he slipped on the floor and busted it open one time.
Bro, so what do you guys think about?
Worst.
What do you think about people getting abducted? Like we talk about people who say they've been abducted and probed and gotten like a whole fist in their assholes, but like. What? Do we think they're really going for the ass?
Why do they only care about butts?
I don't know. Do you think that's really a thing?
99% crackhead.
Yes.
You think they're really just gunning for the ass? Like, or does that just happen to the crackhead who thought that happened because his fucking neighbor came and railed him in his butt?
I don't know why they would probe you in your butt. Like, what do I have in my? They're looking for.
They can figure out where your diet is.
The diet. That's the only thing
if they're trying to eradicate humans by 2030, like.
Well, didn't
Like
fucking,
maybe they're just fucking your butt.
I mean, you take enough stool samples, so you're eating beef,
Yep.
and then they mutilate cows.
Yep. Well, fuck.
That's
Guardians of the Galaxy. And the first 5 seconds of that movie is like them fucking thinking cows are the most fucking, the smartest sentient being on Earth or whatever. If you guys ever seen the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah,
never seen it.
No.
I thought you didn't watch Marvel movies,
He
bitch.
thought he was.
Wait, are you joking?
Thought it was Cars.
No,
for a second.
I'm joking.
I was gonna say, I was like, you just railed him for not watching. I was about to get like real fucking confused. Anyways, but the asshole though. Why the asshole? I mean, do we think with everything how much technology
Have you ever seen
they
that?
have? Why the asshole? I feel like they wouldn't need to go for the asshole.
Didn't dude fucking say? Dude said fucking something about fucking how AIDS was made in a Chicago fucking lab.
Yeah, yeah, he did say AIDS was made in a lab.
In a lab in
Well,
Chicago.
he named like MRSA, AIDS.
I mean, I believe.
God, what's the other?
bro.
Like a bunch of fucking diseases. He was like, yeah, it was made in a lab. It's used to control people and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, it's used human population control.
sheeple. Yeah. But
It's crazy how many fucking. It's crazy how fucking sheep bought new things.
yeah, so you post that today.
Crazy how what? Sheep bought new things? What? I thought we just used sheep for condoms and wool.
Dude, I use 100% authentic fucking Native American.
Sheep condoms?
Native
Yeah, dude,
American hair.
my bed is made out of sheep. And they're just like, you don't hear them because they cut their vocal cords out.
And then you just like twisted them together.
Yeah,
Like,
just
dreaded them out.
This is where I want to lay tonight.
We'll just keep moving in a circle.
It is. I'm saying that right. It was sheepskin that's fucking or flabber or whatever. That was the condoms, right? Back in the day, that was the first condoms.
Bro, I would definitely
I think it
just
was.
use like a fucking
Sheep intestines. I think is what
Intestines,
it was. Yeah.
intestines. I would just use intestines. Let me put some intestines over my pee.
I feel like the intestines are probably what they used for.
Is that a bagooter on my computer?
Didn't AIDS come from chimps to human?
Yeah, that's what they say. But if you look at
I mean,
it,
you got a lot of those
But if you
monkeys.
listen to Phil Schneider, that's not true.
A lot of
if
the
you look at
monkeys
it-
are probably
okay, so
fucking each
if
other.
you
in
look
the
at
butt.
it, there's Rh positive, which is rhesus, which is the fucking the rhesus gene, which they
Did you say rhesus?
which they equate with fucking AIDS in the monkeys, and that's what you know. So there's only a very slim population that does not have Rh positive blood.
That does, so it means that they don't have
That's way
AIDS.
too
Like they all
scientific
have
for
AIDS.
me.
We all are carriers of the rhesus gene. Most of us.
If I gotta carry AIDS and not have it, cool. You know, I'll just
Right,
remember.
but,
I
you
just
know.
won't fuck any of you guys in the butt. I think that's
Well,
how it
you
works.
promised.
Dude,
Yes,
what are we
sir.
gonna do on
Come on,
Saturday?
dude.
I'm just kidding. I already probed you. I already.
That wasn't an alien.
That wasn't an alien.
Do you guys want to talk about? So SNL had a skit where they were with Ryan Gosling, where they got probed by aliens, and they were doing the Men in Black interview. Have you guys ever seen that? So it's like the chick from Ghostbusters, Ryan Gosling, and some I can't remember the other girl.
Talking like
But-
Melissa McCartney.
Alyssa Milano.
No. It was the short-haired blonde girl,
Oh
and
yeah.
they're
okay.
and it's all ad lib because it's SNL. But
I
they
like
were
Mad
they
Libs.
were joking about fucking aliens, and you can take it back to fucking anything aliens, anything you want. You can take it back. SNL has been like they joke about it, and then it becomes public.
Yep. What is it that I mean the law of karma or whatever that they have?
Wait, you're saying they joked about aliens and then it became public, or
Well, no,
Yeah,
they
so
they
this-
have to
this
fucking
is like
they have to talk about these things, otherwise they will fucking in their eyes they'll be fucking.
Yeah,
it's
the
I think it's called the
guilty-
law of the deceiver or something like that.
So
Is
I
that
don't
what-
fucking know. I was the law of karma
It's-
is what I've
it's-
seen.
Yeah, basically the same thing. Karma the deceiver. But yeah, no, it's like there's a skit where they're doing I got probed by aliens, and it's literally in YouTube. It's like Ryan Gosling broke on SNL. But it's like this girl, the girl from Ghostbusters is like, oh, he didn't play with your Ghibli bits? I must have had some low staffers because he was slapping my titties around.
when she got abducted.
Yeah. Well, it was 3 people that all got abducted at the same time.
Oh, okay,
And
okay,
it was Men in Black interviewing them.
okay. Yeah, I didn't think. Yeah, dude. I just imagine like I think they're just having sex with you. I don't
No,
think they're
what
really
if-
finding
what if-
information. I think
what
they
if
just
they're
want to
not
see what
finding
that
inf-
ass
What if
do.
they're not finding information? What if they're
Fucking
like,
your ass.
maybe? What if they thought your butt was the, you know?
Could
what-
you imagine me and the guy in like
how you got them pregnant?
the abduction control and be like, God damn it, you got
That's-
another man.
dude, that's probably
we can't
why they-
figure out his menstruation cycle. He doesn't have
Think
one.
about this. They knew they couldn't get the speed. They couldn't have babies with us because it would create us to become superhuman alien people. So that's why they did it in our butts, because then we wouldn't get pregnant and become a
Dude,
super half alien race.
Dude. That's why my
That's
mom
right,
told.
right?
That's why my mom told me I was the worst shit she ever took.
I think you said that's what mom pulled out. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I think they want to stop us from becoming like super powered, so they just fucked
Well,
us in our butts.
If you were to look at back in the day, I mean, I feel like there were giants, dude. The Nephilim or whatever they're fucking.
That's the storyline of. No, I can't say it. Spoiler alert.
All right, so what
Fuck.
about this? Why did fucking dinosaurs? Why were they fucking big as fuck? And now the only dinosaurs are fucking crocodiles that are like 6 foot.
I feel like there's still dinosaurs out there. There's,
Crocodiles are way bigger than 6 foot. You're thinking alligators, brother.
Well, you know what I mean, though. They were like, okay, but dinosaurs were like 22, 30 foot tall, right?
There's still some birds and sea animals and stuff that are fucking huge. Like
And I understand that, but like crocodiles are the most fucking the closest living relative, right, to dinosaurs.
outside of birds.
Outside
Yeah.
of birds, yeah.
Keegan says if they have the capabilities to travel through space, I think they would have figured out what our assholes do by now. I also agree with that.
Well,
All
I
jokes
mean,
aside, I don't get why people
Keegan.
say we're getting probed because I just don't see the need.
I just wanna get
they just like
probed.
the taste.
Probably, I don't know.
Our next sticker is gonna be "Probe Me, Daddy."
Damn.
They smell like shit. So Phil was saying, like you said, when he went down
they
into the
smell like
cavern,
motherfucking shit.
when he ran into the tall,
Yeah, he
what are they
said
called? The
smelled-
tall
they smelled
grays.
bad.
The
Tall
tall
grays,
grays,
yeah, 'cause
the
there's-
tall grays. When he went down into the hole, the cavern, and shot 2 of them, said they smelled like ass. So I mean, if you smell like ass, you smell.
Dude,
You
you-
are what you eat. You know.
are what you eat.
You eating that booty? You're gonna smell like booty, dude.
Right. Yeah, dude. I mean, Key, your chickens might be They might be descendants of really big fucking
They actually
dinosaur
are.
chickens.
Bird. That's why pigeons aren't fucking real, dude. Everybody knows pigeons aren't real.
Yeah, I don't know the last time I saw a pigeon.
I don't. I don't think they're real either. If we're all just gonna be honest with each other, I haven't seen a pigeon in forever. But dude, so this guy is naming off though. This guy's naming off tall grays, short grays, Grey's Anatomy. Like he's out here spilling the beans on every type of alien out there, telling us the lowdown, which ones are friendly, which ones are. What did he call them? I can't remember what his nickname or what his thing was. That the aliens you don't fuck with.
Which ones? The
Reptilians.
Fuck, I don't know.
The Draconians?
There was 11. Didn't he say there was like 11 aliens?
There's
11 species.
So there's like the Draconians, the fucking reptilians, which the reptilians are just fucking reptiles that have evolved over years and years and years.
Androcomians that look like armadillos.
There's fucking the Pleiadians and there's the fucking Nords. There's like a bunch
The
of
mole
different-
people from Incredibles
Yeah.
1.
The Anunnaki.
The
which
crab
may or
people.
Anunnaki.
may or may
That's-
not be the ant people, which may or may not be Anik and Anil.
Anunnaki literally translates to ant people,
And
doesn't
Hopi.
it?
And Hopi, yeah. Hopi Indian, yeah. I don't know. But, like, it also translates to fucking, like, sky
A
people.
bunch of other shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, sky people and ant people, basically the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Noah's Ark is
Well, Noah,
Being-
apparently Noah was fucking, like, huge as fuck.
a half Anunnaki.
Yeah, because he was fucking Enil's son.
Yeah.
Son.
No, I know all you're talking about.
You
He's
find
fucking-
that page.
Anil,
But
I
no,
don't
keep
know who
keep telling the
Anil.
story, brother. Keep
Oh,
telling the
shit.
story.
Who is Anil? A giant?
Alright,
or
so
what?
Enil and fucking Aniki or whatever the fuck it is pretty much the story of fucking God and Lucifer.
Okay.
But it's been completely flipped over the years.
Yeah.
Because fucking I don't know. And there's
Wait,
also
so you're saying-
one thing I'll throw out there right now is Lucifer means the bringer of light.
yes.
So people think Lucifer is the devil, but he's actually the
Yes.
opposite of the devil that you think of.
Yes. And
And
that's where throughout
and
history they've
so
been trying to change it.
It's easy to understand if you watch the TV show Lucifer.
See, I
Where
watched
it's-
the commercial, the preview for it, and man, it kind of made me confused because it's like, it's not actually. Am I right? It's not actually Lucifer, right?
No, he's actually Lucifer.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
but
he was
that's the
Michael.
thing.
I thought he was.
No, but he's like
No, I'm right here, dude.
he's like he's like, I'm not the bad guy. I'm just the guy that's out here to call out the bullshit.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is that if you believe in the Bible, God created fucking all the angels fucking perfect.
Well,
And then when fucking Lucifer was like, well, I am perfect, the guy was like, no, well, you're not now.
No, the problem with Lucifer was he was jealous that God created humans in his perfect image. And Lucifer was like, well, I thought we were the perfect image. And that's why he got cast out of heaven and condemned to hell.
bro, God also.
He was a real.
I think Lucifer,
God's a piece of shit,
No,
dude.
God created those bowls that they
And
pass
you can
around
know,
at churches and ask you to put money into it. You know what I
And
mean?
you can
God
know.
created that,
People
dude.
need to
He,
look at it, Nika to know.
And
They-
teenage boys steal that money so fucking often.
Bro,
It'll
yeah.
blow your mind.
how do you trust passing that to a kid,
I
man?
never tried that.
I never did either. I wasn't afraid of God. I would have fucking, if no one else was watching me and I was in a church and had, I'd be like, sorry, God, I could really use this money, bro.
There's old people next to you.
Oh, you fake like you're putting $1 in and then you
No,
grab
I'm talking
the five
about
that
I'm
you
talking
see.
about the little boys that have the basket.
Oh, see, I was
Not
thinking about, like,
the little boy next to you.
They know what the
You.
priest will do
I
to
thought you were,
them.
like,
If
sitting
they
in
take
the
if they
You
take
gotta,
the
you gotta
money,
be David Blaine to pull that shit
if
off.
they take the money, they know what the priest is gonna do to them if they get caught taking that money. Okay,
He's gonna spank him and bare ass.
he's gonna
fuck
do
him.
more. He's gonna go all
No
alien.
condom.
He's gonna go
No
fucking
condom.
alien on that shit.
He's gonna probe your shit.
The ultimate pyramid scheme, bro. Straight up. That's it.
I
I'm
would
pretty
like
sure
to
my
see the
pastor
fucking-
said I could make a bunch of money if I went underneath him and
Don't
got
tell
a
him
bunch
my
of people
secrets.
underneath me. That's
Yeah.
what Jesus did, right? He got all these followers and then like said, "You guys need to get your own followers and you'll make a bunch of money."
You'll make up
Something like that.
Yeah, they're like 12.
Wait,
of them.
Jesus? You mean the original D&D character?
Yeah, dude, he was totally not a Christian.
No,
No,
maybe not a real person.
I think he was a real person. I just don't think. I mean, he could just be another Joel Allspring or whatever the fuck that dude's name is.
Whoever the fuck we put up on a cross.
It could be anybody.
That name. Replace it with anyone. Yeah, I don't know.
It could be anyone.
Not
But-
an alien though.
I mean, no. But I mean, if you kind of looked into it a little bit, and it's like if you look at like Muslim in the Quran and shit like that. It's a Yahiwa or whatever the fuck. I can't fucking. I don't know how to say
The
that.
Quran.
Yeah. No, but like
Talking about like
Jesus' name in the Quran is Yahiwa.
Dude, Jesus is named in the Buddhist books.
He'll make $1 million.
The 40 years he was in the desert, or not 40 years, but the 4 years.
20 years.
Same diff. But when he was in the desert, they were like, oh yeah, we came across this guy. He came up to India and that's why they call like a lot of other religions talk about Christianity being like, yeah, it's the greatest hits album of every religion.
Right.
I mean, you talk about the stories, man. I remember reading about looking into all the stories that Christianity has, and then like reading about how all of those stories are the same from other religions.
If you were to look,
not even religions, but like stories from.
It's all Abrahamic religions. If you were to look at Abrahamic religions, that's all it is, and they're all based off the same thing. You need to go back and look at different religions before Abrahamic things came out. Like the teachings of Thoth.
I think we're as a society, drowning in the past. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't know. What's kind of weird to me is why do we have this fucking AD and fucking, a BC?
Aliens, bro.
No, the only way
because Christianity took over the entire world.
The only thing I can think of,
but
the thing I can think of is because like they don't want man to, man being as a human, they don't want man to fucking know the actual timeline of the Earth.
I mean, I think scientists are kind of figuring shit out, and Christians are just out there, just like.
No, I mean, dude, I think that fucking we had a lot more technology than we do now.
I mean, you mean back then?
Different technology.
Maybe technology of what the aliens, if they were here and the aliens were helping out, like we talk about the pyramids and stuff like that, doing things that, like, if you asked the city of Cedar Falls, be like, yo, like, build this pyramid, we would have done it in a different way than they would have done it back then.
You know what's weird is that in like the fucking 40s, they fucking relocated. They relocated a shit ton of not pyramids, but like
they relocated. All right, get it on the trailer.
No, they
start tearing it down.
But they relocated a bunch of fucking ancient artifacts in Egypt, dude. Like they moved them and like
into like hiding or storage
Well, they were fucking because the Nile was flooding or whatever. So they moved them up and tried to get them out of the fucking flood of the Nile. But like, so I don't know which ones exactly they had moved, but it's like there's a big ass video that's trending right now that's saying, oh, that's a whole hoax. But if you look into it deeper, it's all about just like, oh, the Nile was flooded, so they were trying to get it up higher.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All that old shit, I don't know nothing about it. There was dog people and cat gods and shit like that. And Nasus, yeah, fucking hate that guy. I wonder if he got stacks like back in the day,
Hate him go over the hill.
He's still a virgin, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Aliens, dude, with this guy, I'm waiting for the next Phil Schneider to come out. I don't think.
Yeah, by the way, I don't know if we talked about it. He, after 4 days of giving a speech, was found dead in a hospital bed with his catheter strung around his neck, tied in a knot.
What? No, it was at his house.
It was at his house, bro.
At his house. Oh,
at his house. Was it 4 days after that video?
Not that video that we watched, but it was.
So 2 years pretty much after he started fucking going out about this shit.
Telling the public about it.
Yep.
So literally 2 weeks before his last seminar video,
Yep,
got
yep.
shot in the fucking shoulder, like getting run off the
He
road.
still did a seminar.
We can always joke about it that like he, maybe someone just accidentally, almost hit him and he was fucking schizophrenic or something. But getting
Basically,
shot in the shoulder, has a bullet wound to prove
he
that
can
someone
fucking
tried
shoot
to kill
himself
him.
in the shoulder though if he's that schizophrenic. I know schizophrenic people, dude, and they are fucking crazy.
This guy just doesn't come off as
he has
crazy
the balls.
though.
He has the balls.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna die anyways. He's like, fuck it. If I was gonna die, I'd just go to a beach somewhere and do all the cocaine in the world.
Oh hell yeah!
I'd take all the PCP and acid and whatever else I could create with fucking gasoline. I don't know.
But yeah, we're here back again. WRK podcast. Where we ask the questions, but at the end of the day, who really knows?
Catch us next week when we talk about I don't know.
Who knows?
Who really knows?
But yeah, follow us on Twitter at WRK Pod, on Instagram at WRK Podcast. Hit up our website, WRKpodcast.com. And, Patreon. Hit up the Patreon page, patreon.com/WRKPod.
Maybe soon we'll get a PO box, and to everyone out there, we'll have a spot where you can just send us stuff. So
your boy's gonna.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing for the Australian Book Club.
Yeah, the Australian Book Club ladies, we're waiting for you. We know you want to send us all sorts of
PO
things.
Box 319, Stout, Iowa. Bam.
Yep.
Send it.
Beautiful. Send everything.
I want
Everything.
your hate mail, bros. I don't give a fuck.
Tell us you want us to die. Tell us you want to probe us.
If you made it this far on all the streaming platforms, hit up give us a 1-star if you want. Give us a 5-star if you really like the show, and just leave a comment.
Leave a thumbs up on the video, man. Leave a thumbs up. I might as well do it to our own video.
So here's the thing: if you guys don't fucking help us out, there may not be a sexy calendar coming.
Yeah, we want
But
that
I'm pretty
sexy
sure there
calendar.
is a sexy
I just want to get negative with you boys.
I mean, there is going to be a sexy calendar.
You might be anal probed in the near future. Yes.